The car buying market is splitting in two, dealerships competing on value, and an extraction machine engineered to pull as much money out of your wallet as possible before you figure out what happened. Right now, the extraction side is winning. The Federal Trade Commission puts a number on what this costs you. More than $3.4 billion every single year, drained through hidden fees, fake add-ons, inflated government charges, and 60-page contracts written specifically to confuse you. You were promised the internet would fix this. Here is what actually happened. Dealerships got smarter. They moved the scam off the sticker and into the finance office. And when they hand you the tablet to sign, it only shows you where to write your name. Here is what the finance office will not tell you. The average buyer pays $1,195 in add-ons they never agreed to. A tactic called payment packing costs the average victim $2,200 more per transaction. And the federal rule designed to stop all of this? The dealer lobby fought it for 2 years, then sued it into oblivion. The FTC's Combating Auto Retail Scams rule was struck down by a federal appeals court in January 2025. There is no federal protection now. There is only you knowing what to watch for. Stick around until the end, because the final dealership on this list extracted an estimated $70 million from its own customers before the government stepped in. That produced what was then the largest anti-dealer monetary judgment in FTC history. Let's get into it. Number 8. Rhinelander Auto Center, Wisconsin. Most people picture the massive chains when they think about dealership scams. They assume small-town dealers are different, more personal, more honest, more accountable because everybody knows everybody. Rhinelander Auto Center would like you to keep thinking that. The FTC sent more than $1 million in refunds to harmed consumers in October 2024. The violations followed the industry's standard double playbook: unauthorized add-on fees packed into purchase contracts without consent, combined with discriminatory financing that charged minority customers materially more than similarly situated white customers for the exact same products. Same car, same loan, different price. Based on who was sitting in the chair, small regional dealers operate with almost zero compliance infrastructure, no internal audit department, no fair lending monitoring. The FTC action revealed what happens when finance office discretion runs completely unchecked for years. And get this, the consumers who were overcharged did not know until the federal government told them. That is not an accident. That is architecture. Bottom line, one lot in rural Wisconsin can empty your wallet just as efficiently as any Fortune 500 dealer group. The zip code changes. The playbook does not. Number 7. Passport Automotive Group, Washington, D.C. There is a specific kind of audacity that comes with running a scam inside the most legally scrutinized market in the country. Passport Automotive Group had that audacity in abundance and got caught twice. In October 2022, Passport settled with the FTC for $3.3 million. More than 18,000 consumers received refund checks. One case from the complaint. A consumer tried to buy a certified pre-owned Nissan Rogue advertised at $24,050. By the time Passport added reconditioning and certification fees already included in the advertised price, the final bill hit $26,440, a $2,390 markup, for services the buyer had already paid for. Here is the thing. Passport had a written fair lending policy. Finance companies had sent written warning letters flagging statistically significant disparities in how minority customers were charged. Passport received those letters and did nothing. Black consumers paid approximately $82 more in financing costs. Latino consumers paid approximately $81 more, per the FTC complaint. The real kicker is this was Passport's second offense. In 2018, the company had already settled a fraud involving mailing 21,000 fake urgent recall notices to trick consumers into visiting its showrooms. A company that fakes safety alerts to get you through the door is not having a bad streak. It is showing you its character. Number 6. Manchester City Nissan. Connecticut, Manchester City. Nissan was one of the top-rated Nissan dealerships in all of New England. High satisfaction scores, community reputation, a trusted local name. And then the FTC and Connecticut Attorney General unsealed a complaint in January 2024 that detailed exactly how those ratings were produced. Alongside a systematic junk fee operation. The data is brutal. One consumer came in to buy a certified pre-owned car advertised at $15,700. She was charged a $5,295 inspection fee for a car that had already been inspected. Another consumer was charged $9,000 for 4 warranties she had verbally declined. A third was told Connecticut state registration fees were $345. The actual government fee was $208.20. The dealership pocketed the difference on a charge set by state law, and here is where it gets truly calculated. Nissan's own rules prohibit dealers from separately charging for CPO certification. Manchester City Nissan charged for it anyway, and then failed to report the sale to Nissan, meaning the extended warranty buyers paid for was never activated. They paid for a certification. They paid for a warranty. They received neither. The FTC named the owner, the general manager, the finance manager, and 2 sales managers individually. This was not one rogue employee. This was a management team. Number 5. Carvana, all 50 states. Carvana was built on one promise. We fixed car buying. No negotiating, no pressure, no hidden fees. A vending machine of cars and an app so clean it made the traditional dealership look like a relic. Here is what Carvana actually delivered. In January 2025, the Connecticut Attorney General announced a $1.5 million settlement, including a $1 million consumer restitution fund, following hundreds of complaints. Multiple states have temporarily suspended Carvana's dealer license for failing to complete title transfers within legally required timeframes. A securities fraud class action is proceeding in federal court in Arizona as of 2026, alleging Carvana misled investors about its compliance with registration laws. Here is the thing. Carvana's financing arm, Bridgecrest, does not publish interest rates. You cannot comparison shop before you are deep inside the transaction, and the company grew faster than its operational infrastructure could support. Rather than slow down, it kept selling. One buyer was pulled over 3 times in under a year because Carvana could not complete a title transfer. Another was sold a car advertised with Tesla full self-driving capability. The feature did not exist on that vehicle. Carvana's documented response, "My bad. You are spending tens of thousands of dollars. My bad does not cover the gap." Drop it in the comments. Have you been hit with a hidden fee at a dealership? A charge you never agreed to? An add-on buried in the fine print? A warranty that turned out to be worthless? Tell me what happened. I read everyone. Number 4. Asbury Automotive Group, Texas. Asbury Automotive Group is a Fortune 500 company, publicly traded, billions in revenue. The kind of corporation that comes with compliance officers, internal audits, and written policies governing exactly how the finance office is supposed to operate. The FTC's administrative complaint, filed in August 2024, makes the isolated incident defense very hard to sustain. A survey of customers across 3 flagged David McDavid dealerships found that up to 75% of consumers reported being charged for add-ons they never authorized or were falsely told were required. Black consumers paid an average of $298 more for identical products than non-Latino white consumers. Latino consumers paid $214 more per the FTC complaint. The mechanism is payment packing. The salesperson gets you to agree to a monthly payment. That number is built larger than the car price requires. The finance manager fills the gap by inserting service contracts, chemical protection packages, and disability insurance you never discussed, hidden inside a number you already said yes to. Translation: you agreed to the payment. You never agreed to what was packed inside it. And get this, consumers were handed electronic tablets showing only the signature lines, not the full documents. You were consenting to contracts you were physically prevented from reading. Asbury has since sued the FTC in federal court, calling the proceedings unconstitutional. That fight is ongoing. When 3 out of every 4 customers report being charged for something they did not agree to, that is not a training failure. That is a revenue strategy. Number 3. Coulter Motor Company, Arizona. If you have ever found a price online, driven to the dealership, and discovered that price was not available for the actual car on the lot, Coulter Motor Company is the case study. In August 2024, the FTC and Arizona Attorney General reached a $2.6 million settlement with Coulter. The complaint alleged the dealership advertised attractive prices online, then installed add-ons on every vehicle before it hit the lot and called those add-ons mandatory at point of sale. The price on the screen was for a car configuration that did not exist. The real price appeared only after you had driven to the dealership, test-driven the vehicle, and sat down with the finance manager. Latino consumers were documented as being charged higher add-on fees and higher interest rate markups than non-Latino white customers. The real kicker is the timing. This settlement was reached while the FTC's CARS rule, which would have explicitly required disclosure of the true out-the-door price in advertising, was still being litigated. The rule is now gone. Dealerships running this exact playbook face fewer legal constraints today than they did when Coulter got caught. If this is making your blood boil, and it should, hit that subscribe button. Every week we go through the fine print so you do not have Tunta number 2, Leader Automotive Group. Illinois. Leader Automotive was not a rogue operation. It was a systematized subsidiary of AutoCanada, a company listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and it ran what the FTC called one of the most comprehensive automotive retail fraud operations it had ever prosecuted. Bait-and-switch advertising, mandatory fake add-ons, phony CPO certification fees on warranties never activated, gray market vehicles sold without disclosure, and a fake review factory threatening employees with withheld bonuses if they refused to post 5-star ratings. In December 2024, the FTC and Illinois Attorney General settled for $20 million, the largest anti-dealer monetary judgment in FTC history. The add-on products reportedly generated a 99% profit margin. Salespeople earned more in commission on the add-ons than on the actual vehicle sold. One documented consumer was refused the keys to her car until she posted a 5-star Google review on her phone, inside the dealership, before she could leave. The certified pre-owned scam had a second layer. Leader charged the CPO certification fee, then failed to complete the certification and failed to report the sale to the manufacturer. The extended warranty buyers paid for was never activated. The manufacturer had no record of the transaction. Consumers paid for coverage that did not apply to their vehicle. $20 million is the largest fine the FTC has ever extracted from a car dealer, and it represents a fraction of what Leader pulled from its customers. AutoCanada is still publicly traded. The executives who oversaw this are still in the industry. $20 million sounds like justice, until you look at the group that ran its operation across 51 locations for over 5 years, and whose estimated illegal fee total dwarfs that number entirely. Number 1. Ed Napleton Automotive Group. 8 states. Ed Napleton. Automotive Group has been in business for over 90 years. 3 generations of family ownership. 51 dealerships across 8 states. A genuine American institution. And according to the FTC and state of Illinois, it spent at least 5 of those years running an illegal junk fee operation that extracted an estimated $70 million from its own customers, more than $10 million per year. In April 2022, Napleton settled for $10 million, the record-setting anti-dealer judgment at the time. 66,355 consumers received refund checks averaging $147 each. But here is the number that matters. The FTC estimated total illegal fees at over $70 million. $10 million was recovered. Napleton kept an estimated $60 million net after paying the largest dealership fine in history. Add-ons including paint protection, gap insurance, and extended warranties were inserted at the end of multi-hour negotiations, when consumers were exhausted and desperate to stop signing. In some cases, consumers had confirmed a final price that did not include the add-ons. The add-ons were added anyway. In others, consumers were told the add-ons were required to secure financing. That was false. Black consumers were charged approximately $190 more in monthly interest and $99 more on add-on products than non-Latino white consumers, documented in the FTC complaint. One consumer cited in the case paid nearly $4,000 in add-on fees after making an equivalent down payment. Napleton's response to the settlement? The company called the allegations based on interpretations of statistical data and said there was no actual finding of intentional wrongdoing. They called it a business decision to avoid disruption. $60 million kept. $10 million paid. No admission of guilt, no executive accountability. 51. Dealerships still open. Ed Napleton Automotive Group did not make a compliance mistake. It made a business calculation. And for most of those years, the calculation worked. Here is the bottom line. Every dealership on this list ran the same fundamental play. Bait the advertised price, pack the finance contract, call the add-ons mandatory, bury the true cost in paperwork or an electronic tablet that only shows you where to sign. The fee names change: certification fees, documentation fees, market adjustments, nitrogen inflation, paint protection, VIN etching, gap insurance. The tactic underneath every single one of them does not. And right now, with the CARS rule struck down, FTC leadership in transition, and the dealer lobby celebrating, The structure that enables this is stronger than it has been in years. Here is the one move that changes everything. Before you sit down in any finance office at any dealership, demand the out-the-door price in writing, not the monthly payment. The total dollar amount you will pay, including every fee, every add-on, and every government charge, before the finance office conversation begins. If they will not give you that number in writing, stand up and leave. The car is not worth what happens next. You have rights. The dealerships on this list counted on you not knowing them. Now you do. Hit subscribe if you want the truth about what dealerships are doing to your wallet in 2026. We are not done, not even close.